Okay, I've had a few people ask me why I didn't have box jumps in my explosive plyometrics book. There was very good reason for this. Box jumps can be a great exercise. Nothing wrong with them. The only problem is when they leap up onto another box, especially a higher box, there's a very strong tendency to raise the knees up rather than to jump up. So in other words, you get to the height by bending the knees all the way up, bringing your knees all the way up to your chest so that you can land up on top. So this does not indicate how high you're jumping, but more how well you can bring the knees up. So rather than teaching bring the knees up, which is not a good action, you don't want this action. It's not wanted in running. Jumping, it helps a little bit. So there it plays a role. But not in running and some of the other sports. So I really purposely left out box jumps because I've seen too many people forget about the jumping. They're not concentrating on explosive jumping, because when you execute an explosive jump, after you take off, we should see straight legs with completely extended ankles. But when you're concentrating on getting up onto the next box, there's a tendency of quickly bending the knees too soon. So to eliminate this possibility, I eliminated the use of box jumps. Now, you're not really gaining anything by using them that you can get by doing the other plyometric exercises. Double leg jumps, single leg jumps, they're going to give you the same benefit. And when you use these jumps, emphasizing reaching something up in the air, that's going to give you the same benefit, if not better. So this is the main reason why they were left out. In addition, I left out altitude jumps. Now, mainly because this is not a true plyometric activity, but it's a great activity for inclusion into a plyometric program. So in that respect, I should have put it in. But then you might ask, what is an altitude jump? An altitude jump is a jump where you jump down from a higher height up to about 6, 7, 8 feet. 9 feet, it gets a little scary. And 7 or 8 feet, I even hesitate using that. Let's limit it at, let's say, 6 feet. But 4 or 5 feet for most athletes, getting up to 6 feet. On a few of the more better shape athletes. So in this case, you step off, drop down, then you stop and hold as quickly as you can. This develops the eccentric component that's so important in plyometrics. Because in plyometrics, the stronger the eccentric contraction, and the less you go down in that landing, the more force you can generate and retain. And this is the force you want to give back on that following jump up. But an altitude jump, you don't jump back up. You land and hold. And that's it. That's the end of the exercise. Then after you do that jump down and hold, you go back up to the height, and then drop down again, hold. So the quicker and more forcefully you can hold, the stronger it becomes the eccentric contraction. And if you then take this contraction, put it into a plyometric movement, then you're going to be even more forceful in that following jump up. So it improves your plyometric jumping by improving that one strength component of the plyometric action. Don't forget, it has the landing, that's the first part. Or sometimes, as it's known as the phase of amortization, where you want to stop your downward movement, develop the force that's needed, and then give it back on the following jump or takeoff. So the altitude jumps improve the first part, the phase of amortization, the jump down and hold. You got to give a little bit. See, and you absorb some of the forces, mainly to help prevent injury. You have to absorb some of it, but you want to retain as much as possible. That's the key. And then give it back as you take off. And then when you take off, full, complete extension. That's always the key. If you have a good takeoff, you want to see completely extended legs and pointed toes. and especially those pointed toes. Then you know I had a full, complete jump. This will help improve your plyometrics greatly.